Look closely at Switzerland's flag and one detail immediately stands out. It is a perfect square. That may look like a modern design choice, but the story begins nearly 7 centuries ago on a medieval battlefield. In 1339, during the Battle of Laupen, troops fighting alongside Bern needed a simple way to recognize one another in the confusion. They wore white crosses sewn onto their clothing and chainmail. Over time, that white cross began appearing on Swiss weapons and military banners. But the earliest symbol was not yet the national flag we know today. Switzerland was still a loose confederation of separate regions, each with its own colors and banners. The familiar design gradually developed from these military standards. Because many war banners and coats of arms were square, the Swiss flag inherited the same unusual shape. The current design appeared in 1840. Then, when modern Switzerland was founded in 1848, the white cross on a red square became the official national emblem. Even the cross has exact proportions. Its 4 arms are equal, and each arm is 1/6 longer than it is wide. Switzerland and Vatican City are the only 2 countries whose national flags are officially square. But Switzerland does not always use the square version. The most important exception is at sea. Switzerland may be landlocked, but it has had a merchant fleet since the Second World War. Swiss seagoing vessels fly an official rectangular maritime ensign. It was introduced in 1941, and its rectangular form was legally defined in 1953. This is not a secret flag, and it is not used because the square flag is illegal. It is a special national ensign designed for Swiss ships and international maritime practice. You may also see a rectangular Swiss flag at the Olympic Games. Since Athens 2004, the International Olympic Committee has supplied delegation flags in a standard rectangular format, so Switzerland's athletes usually march behind a stretched version. The United Nations faced the opposite problem. When Switzerland became a UN member on September 10, 2002, UN protocol normally expected flags in standard rectangular dimensions. A practical exception was made so Switzerland could keep its real square flag without giving it a larger display area than the others. Today, among the 193 UN member states, Switzerland remains the only country represented by a perfect square. So the shape is not a design accident. It is a surviving piece of medieval military history, still visible on government buildings, mountain huts, and one of the world's most famous international stages.